we go. Cadence me in.
We're gonna go blue 42. Ready? Work.
Woo! All right.
Right?
We all need a way to beat. We all need a way to beat too. Like I was about to go as quick as possible, and I kind of did still, but everyone waited for that, and then go.
Yeah.
I got a little rush of adrenaline there. It brought me back to my football playing days back in middle school at Driscoll. Being in the huddle and like, oh man, what a rush!
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, it's like that's really actually breaking the huddle.
Well, we're in. We're in. It feels like it's been a little bit. Maybe because
All
last
four
week
of
was
us.
so impromptu. I mean, I was literally on an AirPod watching Fonz play Surgeon in on my phone while I heard him and William. It was such a makeshift. Didn't Castro quote unquote back out because he's like, no, I'm not just going to do it with the brothers. It's not going to be good enough. Is that what that
Yeah.
was?
Mm-hmm.
And then just disappeared.
Yeah, never
Disappeared.
heard from him since.
Yeah,
What he
ducking.
does.
Yeah, Duck City. Just
Woo! And now he's on
the
vacation.
fact that he got his ass whipped by Fonzie had nothing to do with it.
Yes, I literally
He
sent
is.
him packing to another country.
He hasn't been on since then. He
That's
hasn't
true.
been on.
That's
Been
true.
fishing early.
Yeah. Maybe a little too soon after this week's results, but anyway, we're back in the gruesome foursome. Jose, William, and our new staple, Fonz. Hey guys,
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Big Willie Star here.
and you see here we got him for 45 minutes before he's got to run off. Speaking of cadence and the here we go. Have you guys heard that Dak song come out?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So DJ SC, DJ Sexual Chocolate, or DJ Blackbeard, he's got a pretty big following at this point. But he like co-produced a song with that in the back. As far as the song goes, I don't know. I'm not much in the rap game, but I recognize the "Here We Go" part, and it sounds like rap music. But he's been pushing it. So he was actually hosting a Miller Lite party on the field last night, and while he was like rehearsing and warming up, testing sound, he was playing that song pre-game. So it's kind of everywhere right now.
Cool ball blue when I fall through. A lot do not like us. We can take it to the next spot. They yelling like Prescott. Everybody like. There ain't no breaks, no rest stop. We tryna get your head chopped. The whole club yelling. Everybody, 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 everybody.
For
You gotta
me,
hear it. Maybe I'll clip it in. When I find it.
I'll send it to you. I think he has a way bigger following than we do, so it won't go much further than it already has. But at least our group will know about it. And yeah,
Go just a little bit further.
yeah.
Send it so after Sunday night, assuming the game goes how I want it to go, I can just blare it right in front of Noe's house.
Yay.
You would do that, Dave?
I would, dude. The other day he called me out and he was like, "Hey, bro, you got a second? Can you come out real quick?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" It was like 9:30 or something like that. It was late at night, and then I was like, "Yeah." I got put on my shoes, put on my hoodie. I step outside and he's like recording. He steps out from behind my truck and he's doing the Eagles chant with his son. And he's just in my face, and he's just like celebrating, and he's like, "Woo!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it." And then we started goodbye. He's like, "Hey, bro, I won't post it. It's okay." I was like,
Of course he won't. Of course he won't. Eagles got their ass whooped.
Damn.
I'm assuming he did that prior to the Niners game.
It was the game prior.
One of the other several ones. I had an image. I don't know if you guys remember that movie Troy with Brad Pitt, but there's a scene where Brad Pitt is really pissed at Eric Bana's character Hector. So he shows up to the town in the gate and he just walks up to the front, yelling his name, demanding he comes outside.
Hector! Hector! Hector!
just yelling. Yeah.
And like for 5 o'clock, everyone in the in the malls are just like, oh, yeah, I don't think you should go down there, man.
He's like saying his goodbyes. He's like saying his
Everyone knew what
goodbyes.
was
Oh,
gonna
he's
happen.
just yelling his fucking name like. It's like goodbye,
Dude,
my
that
love.
guy's got a voice. I would have been like, dude, I'm too tired. I screamed for like 10 minutes. Not fighting anymore.
No, man. As soon as he went outside, Brad Pitt just talked some mad shit and then killed him.
You won't have eyes tonight. You won't have ears or a tongue. You will wander the underworld blind, deaf, and dumb, and all the dead will know. This is Hector, the fool who thought he killed Achilles.
He did.
That was
He
so
did.
quick. Yeah. It's so much energy.
Yeah, anyway, Jose, that needs to be you, but with like a boombox, like a say anything moment, blasting that. And here we go. So I'll send it to Fonz. We'll get the outreach going, spread the word a little bit, so support a friend in the meantime.
Love it.
Anyways, yeah, he goes by Blackbeard now, but if you search it, he spells the black with a 1-3, like the B is a 1-3. So every time I look for him, I'm like, where the fuck is he? So like I forget. You got to type
B
in.
is a 1-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 13
or
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Yeah.
Why did he drop the SC? Or why did he go away from it?
I think he was getting so big because he started touring with like Nelly and I know it's not 2003, but Nelly and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's still a decent name, but he started getting more prominent and seen by a lot more people. And he's like, "This is kind of it's like your gamer tag, right? It's like this is my last chance to change it before it starts getting out." So just went through a rebrand, but the OGs we still call them Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
As you should.
Real quick, did y'all see Castro's message?
I saw a message come in, but
Deez, you have a fucking eagle eye.
I know my brands, man. I know my brands. So
Yeah.
Castro had sent a picture. First of all, like he gives us no heads up. Like, hey, we record at least once a week now, and we're all trying to plan. Hey, our next when we're going to record or whatever. And Castro, as we're all trying to plan and find a day, all he says is "on vacation, ladies." Like, oh, okay, thanks for the heads up. Anyways, so
also his quickest response time of any given week is when he can't do it.
Oh,
When
don't get me
not
started.
available.
Don't get me started on that. Yeah. Anyway, so an hour ago, 2 hours ago, he sends a photo of him on I'm assuming a chair or hammock with the beach right in front of him, and I don't know what he said with that message, but he's wearing obviously a pair of swim trunks, and I recognize like a quarter. He has like a quarter of the brand logo on the bottom left hand side of his short. And I was like, I have Viore shorts. I love the Viore brand. I bet you that's a Viore short. So I asked him, is that a Viore short? So, and it was. I know my shit.
Oh my God, I'm looking at. There's just a sliver of black on the side. There's no indication.
Is that what you saw?
That's what he saw. Damn.
I guarantee his girlfriend bought that for him.
100%.
That
dude, Will said and Mario said just then. Yeah.
That dude dresses like Adam Sandler, where it's like 1995, 14-inch shorts all the time.
You saying Castro does?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I could see her buying it for him, but like using his card. Hey babe, I got you something.
Give me your card. I'm gonna shop for you better clothes.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy. Yeah, your stupid beach, Castro.
Fuck you, Castro.
Nobody knows where he is.
No.
On a cruise somewhere. All right. Very quick recap. I think we can even we can super speed through a couple because they didn't have big playoff implications. And then a little bit coming into this next week too, because 5 out of the 6 playoff spots. Jose, I'm going to go ahead and say yours is locked in, unless Fonz outscores you by like 80 this week. I think that's the only threat. Fonz
A
isn't
little
totally
scared.
dead.
A
Fonz isn't
little
totally
scared
dead.
about that. Yeah.
But four are certainly locked up. The fifth one almost certainly is. So it's down to Castro and Warwick on that final spot. Castro, I guess let's get to it. So starting with last week, just a quick recap of the games that were played and didn't have a ton of implications. Willie or Fonz, man, did you double him up? You doubled up Noe 134.96 to Noe 64.82. Nothing much there, but bragging rights. And like we said, you did climb the ladder a little bit in your in the points for category. That is your third time in 4 weeks getting the number one scoring, and I think in those 3 games you're averaging like 138 points a game. So I'm getting you guys remember when the Warriors were kind of good but hadn't quite popped off yet. We just saw Jose. I don't know if you remember, we beat the Warriors in 6 the year before they became the Warriors, and it was like I don't know that if we played them again we win this series. This team is coming.
Oh yeah.
Getting those vibes, Fonz, and now you got a couple draft picks coming in with them.
Yeah.
And you got Bryce Young. God.
at a discount, no less.
For sure, it was 100% a discount. Thank you, D's. But I don't know.
You might want to take another QB as a backup.
Yeah.
You might wanna.
Most definitely.
It just doesn't look good for Bryce Young right now. But
Don't say that.
he's a rookie and he's at the bottom, right? Like we can only go up from here, right? We just got to figure out what that
Or
ceiling
out.
is.
Well,
Or out.
he's not as low as Zach Wilson. He can still go down. He can get worse. Moving on, the other non-heavy implication game, Isaac.
You pay my brother?
This is from the guy who didn't pay till like week 8. You can talk to
I
me
asked
about
the question.
payments. It's
I asked
money.
the question.
That's a
You can
question you don't
answer
deserve
it.
to ask.
Rondo, ask him.
Are you in the bathrobe?
No.
It's a robe. It's a robe.
Eagle IDs.
This is my. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Robe.
That's your Buffalo Bill robe. Buffalo Bill brand. All right, Isaac throttled Scott pretty good. Scott, he was in the playoff hunt for a little bit, but a couple rough weeks. 121 to Scott's 68. Isaac, if you weren't such a coward, because he wants to win, he wants to lose these games because he's pretty much playing for draft pick. So he mostly set a lineup. I don't think he expected a ton out of Chuba Hubbard and Zach Moss, but Chuba 22.4. I didn't look, but that's probably his best game of the year. But the place he got real cute. Sky Worthless Moore instead of Puka Nakua. Nakua goes off for almost 20 points on his bench, and if you're counting, that extra 20 would have been enough to pass up Fon. So could have had $40, Isaac. Instead, you got 19 fewer points on the year.
I'll take it.
Yeah. You guys play this week, so maybe he gets his revenge. Okay, and then we get into the slightly heavier implication games. Warwick and William were both in win, and you are officially in situations. If y'all both won, Castro would get eliminated. Warwick didn't stand much of a chance. It's not that I put up a ton. I did break 100, but he just had his whole team on bye. Gus Edwards, James Cook, Odell, DJ Moore, TJ Hawkinson, Roshan Johnson, all on bye. Warwick struggled to even field the team, and the guys he did field, I mean, Jesus, I didn't see how bad it was. Only one guy had more than 6 points outside of Pat Mahomes, and not counting the kicker. Chris Godwin finally scored, which of course he fucking did. That's his first touchdown all season.
But I mean, that's all he really did. And it was
Yeah, yeah.
it was
That's
a
the only
rush
reason he had more than
touchdown.
3 points. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, second touchdown all year, whatever. But Warwick came up short. He didn't have high hopes of winning this one. It was more he needed Castro to lose, which you get to in a second. William, I told you from the beginning this was kind of a layup. You were playing against Miller, who sold most of his major assets to begin with. And to make matters worse, his best player, Tank Dell, got hurt before he even got a single point. You kind of ran away with this one, 99-67. And with that, you have officially punched your ticket. First time since 2016, you were back in the playoffs.
Woo! You hear that, ladies? You hear that?
I think it's mostly guys listening.
Fuck off.
I think he's still
At the
calling
beginning of this year, we didn't think I was even going to get 5 wins. More
6
than
wins.
5 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm in the playoff.
With
I'll
that,
take it.
you actually have 9 wins now. You're
Yeah.
well past. It's like
Look at me.
if you don't get 5, you get like fucking 10. You get so many wins every year. In fact, it's of grave importance to me that you do get 10 wins this year, and we'll get to that when we get into the
Oh, it's going
previews
to be a
next
tough
week.
one.
Yeah, dude. Same thing. We'll talk about this in your preview, but you just struggle with the flexes because you don't have that clear standout stud, so you're always kind of playing guessing game and just you can't push the right buttons. This one wasn't so bad, and the process I think was right because the Cowboys were really good against running backs. It's just, of course, Charbonnet has
Yeah.
40 yards receiving and gets a garbage touchdown, and I don't think anybody saw like an 80-point shootout coming from that Seattle Cowboys game.
Mm-mm.
And then he gets hurt, so you can't even fucking use him the next week.
I mean,
Charbonnet
maybe
got hurt.
he's questionable, but
He didn't
I don't
practice
know.
today.
Yeah.
And we'll look at Walker's status as we get to the preview. But yeah, William, you are in, and as it sits right now, you are the 4 seed at
Fuck
9-4.
yeah. Hell yeah.
So with that, we get over to Castro's game. Castro had a tall order. This was probably what Warwick was going to bank on, was Castro going against number 1 seeded Joe, who was 10-2 coming into the week. And it didn't look great for Castro going into Monday Night Football. I think he had about a 4-point lead, 4 to 5 point lead. And he just had Jamar Chase with backup Jake Browning going up against Jaguars D, who Joe outbid Castro for. Castro bid for him, but he put $0. So Joe outbid him, and Castro ended up settling for Atlanta. Well, Atlanta's defense 14, Jacksonville 3, so an 11-point difference there.
Oh shit!
The other Monday night player who got off to a quick start, a 26-yard catch, Christian Kirk, gets injured almost immediately. I think it was 10 minutes into the game that he went down and did not come back. So suddenly it was Jamar Chase with the lead against the Jags defense. And of course, Jamar Chase has his like second longest, I think, touchdown reception, like a 76-yarder, goes for 149 and a touchdown, puts up 20 points. Castro ends up running away with it. Even if Kirk played, I don't think he puts up 20 more points. So I won't give him a fake win stat on this. I think Chase clutched it up for him, and Castro managed to stay alive.
Agreed. Yeah, and I forgot about DK's 3 touchdown performance
To start
last
off.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took that as an omen, and I switched my pick to Castro, which actually was the difference. That's what allowed me to pass Joe in the picks this past week. So, yeah, thanks, Castro, for finally fucking doing something.
Piece of shit.
Meanwhile, Brandon Cook's on the bench.
Why does he even have, like,
touchdown.
I mean, I guess so nobody else gets them, but, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many players like that. Like Joe bid on Zay Jones today. He's got no room to start Zay Jones. I'm like, why did nobody else fucking bother to do that? And nobody.
Mhm.
Whatever. My bench is full of defenses, so I can't.
I saw.
You
Dude,
little
I've
shit.
got my defenses planned out through week 17. I've been looking weeks ahead. And I know, Jose, you and I were the only two that bid on him for this one today. And I was actually picking him up for week 16, assuming I'm there. And I was like, yeah, no one's going to look at this. And then I realized they're playing the Giants this week. And I was like, motherfucker, now I have to pay extra for this stupid defense that I don't even want this week. So that was the logic behind that price point there.
That's so funny, yeah. Because when I was looking to bid and I put in the amount of $5, I was like, it's late in the season. Everyone already has 2 or 3 defenses. Like, if I have to outbid anyone, it would be you. I actually thought, and I was like, he's not putting more than a couple of dollars on this. Like, there's no way. I should have realized, like, oh yeah, but there's only, 1 to 3 more weeks left for us. Assuming, well, one of us will get eliminated in the coming weeks, but. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, we're just running out of time to spend that money. So I don't know why I didn't spend more.
I think I've realized that I always have money left over at the end of the year and we can't take it. And yeah, we're down to like the final. I mean, this is the final week of the regular season. We are in playoff mode. And you bet your ass, I went and checked how much money each person has. And you and Justin have so much that I was like, it doesn't, like, what am I saving for? It doesn't matter. Like, if they want somebody, they're going to get them. So might as well fucking spend up. I'm not going to outbid them for anything else. That's my best chance. It's like a sneak bid a couple
Like
weeks
right
early.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin has not spent a single dollar all year.
I saw that. It was like,
That's
immune too.
That's a fucking flex. If he wins the title without spending a dollar, that's incredible.
it'd be the first ever.
Yeah, I mean, without even looking it up, I think that's true.
Yeah.
So congrats, Castro. With that, you stayed alive, and now it's a 2-man race for that final spot. The only other drama on this one, Jose, I think I was rooting for your team harder than you were because I really wanted Justin to lose because I'm not going to catch him in points, but if he lost, I would pass him in wins. So I would have snuck up to that 2 spot and just avoided the first round, which for 3 weeks I've been saying I want no part of. And it kind of looked like Ramondre went down early, and I was like, well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then A-Chan had his moment where pretty much offset because I think at halftime he had like 1 or 2 points and it wasn't looking good, and then just did that guy as a threat to explode at any given moment. And then the big one was Debo going off for that monster game against Philly, pretty much leaving it to Joe Mixon, who was down by like 21 points going into Monday Night Football. I check on the game after the second touchdown, and I saw it was Mixon. The motherfucker has 19 at halftime, which was more than he had the entire season. He had more points at halftime in this game. The one fucking game I need him to not show. Dude, I was in the bag. I was already looking at our matchup next week. I was like, all right, just win, and I'm set. I got the first round bye. Joe fucking Mixon comes in, and I was telling Fonz, I was going through the lineups, like, what could we have done differently? What happened? And then I couldn't help but zero in on Adam Thielen. I know you weren't on last week's episode, but I was like, God, the one thing I said was I don't want any part of Adam Thielen in this game. Now, to be fair, I said like Pat Freiermuth or something like that, so it didn't really matter. But even if you had trusted your gut and just said, well, okay, maybe no Thielen, literally every player on your bench outscored him. Zeke, Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, everyone. I think Wilson might have been enough. 2.2. It would have been close. I think you still would have lost by just a little bit. Christian Watson would have been the only player. Or Zeke, but obviously didn't know about Ramondre that early.
Yeah, I listened to the last episode, and I heard Christian Watson's name, and like, oh yeah, I wouldn't put him in. And in my mind, I was like, I should just ride the hot hand. Like that's what I should do. I wasn't planning on starting Adam Thielen, but I was like, I just don't know about Freiermuth. I loved what he did last week. I loved the production he got, but I was like, I don't think it repeats this week. So it was really, okay, Adam Thielen or Christian Watson. And my logic was, okay, new coach, new OC, maybe Bryce Young and Adam Thielen reconnect, and it starts, they start crunching away at the production we saw weeks 2 through 5 or whatever it was for Adam Thielen. Or I go Christian Watson, and it's like, I just have a feeling he's going to get injured again very soon. And with my luck, he'll get injured on the first drive.
Well, he did get injured.
Was there.
He did get injured.
This is on the last drive they had. But yeah, no, just monster performance. I should have just gone with Christian Watson. That was where my gut was. But I was like, let me just throw in Thielen to be safe.
I went to listen to, especially after, I was just burning a hole in Thielen's name as I was looking at your lineup. And I was like, God, this fucking guy could do more than 2.5 points. Like, we just needed like 5, just something simple. I went back to listen, and I was mostly talking about Freiermuth, and then Watson came up, and then I just like backed up. I was like, you know what? Nobody knows your team like you do. Just follow your gut with whoever you're going to put in, because you tend to have a better feeling about Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson or Debo. I don't follow those guys as closely, so just follow your gut on this one. Oh,
Spoiler alert, my gut's saying Adam Thielen this week for week 14.
I fucking hope so. I'd rather see him. I'd rather see him in the lineup. It would be poetic if the win loss doesn't really matter to you. You're pretty much in. I'm not saying throw the game or anything like that. Bring your best shot. If I get it, I want to earn it. But I told Fonz last night. I saw at the moment. I think he's on your bench. I was like, don't bench him on my behalf. I want to see Adam Thielen in that lineup. So yeah, lucky ass Justin. And then he texts me the moment Mixon got that yard, which didn't come until 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They strung it out as long as possible. And he goes, no way, let's go. And I was like, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Because he probably wasn't even considering your perspective, like what you were trying to get.
He never does. He's so selfish. He's so selfish. Messaging the one person who didn't want that to happen.
So annoying. But yeah, with that, I'm not going to go through the bottom of the lineup, but playoff picture: 7 teams fighting for 6 spots. Jose, you're pretty much out of the win-loss category. You're purely going for that 6 spot with points. Everybody below you, you're at 1363. The next closest, realistic, semi-realistic, is Fonz, who has 1288, which my quick math says that's about 75 points. A 75-point differential. So Fonz is not dead. Let's say you have a 50-point outing, like a Warwick situation, which you got no buys, no injuries. It seems unlikely. Even at that point, Fonz would have to break 125, which he has been doing lately. But
and that's what I'm saying. Then that was the concern this week when I was playing Justin, because at one point my projection was super low, like 65, and I saw Fonz shoot up to 145, and I was like, this could be it. Like these last 2 weeks, this could mean I fall out of the playoff race and Fonz jumps in if he keeps doing what he's been doing, which is that average 130 points a week for the last couple of weeks. And I'm just like, this can't happen. So I wasn't necessarily going for the win. Of course I want the win. It's fantasy football and competitive. We're all competitive. We all want the win. But I was just like, I just need points. Get me to 100. I just got under 100. So I was happy with that, but I am a little concerned about what Fonz's team has been doing. And then just the off chance that half my lineup gets injured this week and I can't go above 70 or something.
It's yeah, I won't say it because you're more superstitious than I am with that stuff, and especially with some of the drama. I know win-loss didn't matter in this game, but this is not the first time you've been undone by a Monday night miracle BS this season. So the frustration would have been there, and so you being aware that those things happen, I know you're not considering the odds zero that Fonz doesn't make this miracle leap on it. So not technically dead, but really the only threat in town. So just score within 75 points of Fonz, and you got that 6 spot. Fonz, this would be the craziest playoff appearance run that I would have ever seen if you somehow managed to do this. So
yeah,
we'll see. I will say I think Dak and CD have another big game against Philly this week. Everyone's lighting up Philly. Okay, well with that, we are into our final regular season preview of the year. At a quick glance, I see Fonz, you're playing Isaac, and Noe's playing Scott. Those are probably the two that don't have major implications. We can go through projections if you guys want, but we really don't need to spend a lot of time, especially as that William clock is ticking.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just do a high level there.
Who's up first?
William, do you want to do those real quick? It's me and Isaac and Scott and Noe.
And Noe. Yeah, let me start off with Scott and Noe.
So real quick note before you get started. A pattern I noticed, and this is wild, one more nod to the schedule makers. All 6 current playoff teams, are playing each other this week. The top 6.
I'm going to take a commission next year, man. This is. It was by no specific design, but just it's been super dramatic for me especially, but just for the entire league and how it's all kind of shaped up to this point. And remind me next week. I have a tool that shows what everyone's record would have been had you had anyone else, anyone else's schedule in the league. So what
Oh,
my
wow.
record would have been with Castro's schedule would have been fucking amazing. I think with my schedule, I have the lowest win-loss record like possible this season. Everyone else, I would have been, I think, in that eight win above range, which is stupid. But yeah, no, next year I'm taking commission
You sacrificed yourself for the dramatic
for the
schedule.
drama. Yeah, I guess
That's a pretty cool tool. Yeah, because I think you only have like 30 points less than I do, but I'm sitting here at 10 wins. So just the luck of the draw on this stuff.
crazy. Sorry,
All right, William.
All right. Noe versus Scott. Noe currently is projected 76.08 points versus Scott 76.59. Scott is
You don't
currently
have to. Real quick, I'm gonna edit it so that I can put the matchups on each side of the FaceTime thing here, so you don't have to go over the projection points if you don't want to, or be precise. You could just go over your names.
Okay. All right, so let me start off with Noe. Noe currently has Jared Goffin, Travis Etienne, Mitchell, George Pickens, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Zay Flowers, Miles Sanders, Jake Elliott, Eagles defense. I mean, just with that, it sounds like he has a pretty good start there. Again, we're kind of just going through this quickly. On Scott's side, he has Jordan Love, Devin Singletary, Robinson, Jalen Waddles, Sutton, an open spot on the tight end, Amari Cooper, Tyler Boyd, McManus, and Brown's defense. I mean, no implications here, so
Not
why
super
not,
important.
right? Like as far as like filling in that slot, it looks like he doesn't really have space to go and pick one up.
He
But
doesn't have a tight end?
I see McBride is on a bye
Bye.
week.
Bye. So I mean, this does matter for the pick'ems at least, though. If he's going to put somebody in,
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't think getting 2 points is worth dropping somebody, which is what's likely to happen based on who's out there.
I mean, fuck, drop Robert Woods.
Drop Treylon Burks.
Drop Robert Woods. Hey, no, Tank Dell's out. Robert Woods has some kind of value with CJ Stroud in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
He does have 2 kickers. Oh wait, no, that's not true.
I'm like, does he?
Yeah, I realized that he has Herbert bench this week.
Fed up with it, man. Fed up with a
Justin
6-point
Herbert.
performance.
Yeah.
Jordan Love time.
And Jordan Love is heating up, man. With 2 games that he's had good points, fantasy points.
I think that's all
3.
I care about. With this game. We'll see what the
matchup.
final lineups
Yeah.
are and see what they say. One recommendation
Well.
for Noe, doesn't matter. Devontae Parker for Miles Sanders. Pop Douglas is out. Somebody's got to catch the ball over there.
Yeah, and you know what? You were questioning about Zay Flowers, but nobody picking him up. I'm sorry, not Zay Flowers.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. Trevor Lawrence is not going to play this week.
Right, but Christian Kirk's still out, and Beathard looked like competent.
No, he didn't.
Disagreement.
I'm so glad you pronounced his name because I was looking at it and I still like my brain always just like there's a big old stop sign when I get to that name. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that. Beatard? Like that's
Dang.
That's exactly how he played it.
He plays like a beatard.
He played like a tard out there. Do you expect anybody to get catches on him? No way, man.
I just know as I was rooting against fucking Justin, CJ Beathard forgot he was CJ Beathard for a minute, managed to fucking march the ball downfield for a field goal.
And then he came back immediately.
I mean, he completed 90% of his passes.
Against, are they going against the Broncos?
They were going against
No,
Cleveland.
it's Cleveland.
he has a shoulder injury.
Cleveland and then Baltimore.
Oof.
Yeah.
He has a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
All right, next matchup.
Who you guys picking?
I don't know yet. Probably Scott, but I'll find out.
I'm gonna go Scott. Yeah, I'm gonna go Scott on this one.
You should hold your votes close to the chest here until
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was gonna
until
say.
last
Like,
minute.
I don't know if y'all want to. Like, up to
All
y'all.
right,
Like,
all right, all right.
Actually, I
okay,
already put my pickums already, and probably matchups.
maybe
Nobody's
I
scared
just
of
won't do the
you. You're in
picks,
like in eighth place.
so it doesn't matter.
Nobody's
All right,
gonna copy your pick spots.
next matchup. My brother versus Isaac. Yeah, Isaac.
Hey, you
Um,
gotta set the 150-point lineup, Fonz.
yeah. So
Yeah,
right
man.
now, my brother has Dak Prescott in, David Montgomery, AJ Dillon, CD Lamb, Chris Olave, um, Jordan. Oh, Brevin Jordan. Okay. Kyron Williams.
Oh,
Yeah, Juwan Dotson in. He's currently on the bye week.
He might play.
Aubrey. Oh yeah, and Miami's defense. Um, fuck it. Yeah, put in.
Put in Mingo,
Put in.
and I hate
I was
Mingo.
just gonna say you got to throw in Mingo, bro.
I
I
was gonna
hate
say
Mingo.
Mingo or Kincaid.
Or Alec Pierce did finally show up, right? At least he's got that ability in him. No, Kincaid's going in for Brevin Jordan already.
dude, Dawson Knox come back this week.
It don't
Eh,
matter.
yeah,
Doesn't matter.
You don't think
Yeah,
so?
that is true. You're right. Yeah, of course.
He's old
Kincaid is
news.
going for Jordan.
No, but I mean, if Dalton Schultz is out, I think I might go Jordan still.
Brevin
If Dalton
Jordan
Schultz is
again?
out, yeah.
yeah. You
Fuck
should do that. You
no.
should just let him. Just let him do it. Just let him do it.
No.
All right, whatever.
You got a ceiling here, dude. You need 160 points. Pierce at least had some kind of flow, and then the Jacksonville just lit up Cincinnati. They can't cover anybody.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, Pierce is definitely going to go in, but Kincaid, all right, I can see. All right.
You can start Brevin Jordan. All right, do what you want.
And it's just
Whatever.
if Dawson Knox comes back. I don't know what that's going to look like.
It's
Fuck
better
it.
than
Start Michael Mayer.
whatever.
Start end it where it all started.
I
Michael
can't
Yeah,
trust
start you
Michael
two tight ends.
Mayer.
Start
I
three of
have
them.
three,
Fuck it.
I have three tight ends now. It
Chris
sucks.
Olave, and then throw in Brevin Jordan and Dalton Kincaid.
All right. Well, whatever, Lando. We don't care. Uh, Isaac on Isaac's side, we have Minshew Mania, Davin Cook, who is he fumbled last week, and it was
What the
just like,
fuck does he have
what
Dalvin
the
Cook in?
fuck happened to Dalvin Cook? Like, what happened to this guy? Um, Zach Moss, Michael Pittman, Ayuk, Sam Laporta, Sky Moore, JSN, Evan McPherson, and Jets
Dude, he's
defense currently
bending
in.
right over. This is a freebie.
Yeah.
Fucking Sky Moore, Dalvin Cook, little bitch ass
He
Isaac.
has one,
I'm glad you
two,
lost the money.
three quarterbacks on his bench.
Oh, three on the bench. Yeah, yeah.
Should start Chaba Haba. He should start Puka Nakua.
We don't care. He doesn't care. We don't care.
Yeah,
Next, after
yeah.
Fonts.
Hey, dude, you're not gonna hold that to the chest. I pick my brother too.
No, everyone's
Nah,
gonna pick Fonts. There's gonna be
you're right. Look at the lineup, and it's like, all right.
there's gonna be like the next four games are gonna be ones that we have to actually not Castro. Everyone's going to pick Castro. Pretty much me and Jose and Warwick and Justin, I think, are the only two that might have some kind of discrepancy.
Um, I'll let y'all do the next ones. Whoever wants to go next.
I'll take Will and Joe. So first, starting
You
with
did
Joe.
win this.
First place,
You
Joe.
didn't explain why. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't go through the whole standings. I stopped at the bottom, but there are three teams at 10-3. Joe's at number one, Justin's at number two, and I'm at number three. Pretty sizable points gap. Joe and Justin are actually within 13 points of each other. So if they both win and Justin outscores Joe by 13, he suddenly slides up to the one spot, which is great because he would play the winner of 4-5. And right now we said the winner of 3-6 is just objectively going to be a better offensive team based on the season than the 4-5 would be, which would be William and either Castro or Warwick. Anyway, I'm not going to catch either of them in points. I'm down by like 50 to Justin and 60 to Joe. So my only chance of getting a first round bye is either Justin or Joe lose, and I beat you, Jose. So it starts with William. William beating Joe. That's
Got
phase
it.
one of this whole plan.
Well,
Top two
okay.
seeds get a first round bye, which is why this matters.
All right.
I wouldn't want it if I was in your shoes. Don't
The
first round
history.
buys don't treat me well. All right, William versus Joe. Starting on Joe's side, he's got Jalen Hurts in at quarterback, CMC and Eckler in at running back, Mike Evans and Devontae Adams. Oh, he's not here. In at receiver, Travis Kelce in a tight end. In one of the flexes, Damian Pierce, and he's got an empty flex currently. And of course, as we've seen before, the Ravens kicker and the Ravens defense in rounding out that lineup. Now on his bench, he does have he has a spot that he can fill. On his bench, there's a questionable Aaron Jones, there's a questionable Zay Jones, Dalton Schultz, and those are the options. I don't know if I don't know if I trust the Jacksonville right now. Sure, Zay Jones might be one of the few options available there. I just don't know who's going to end up throwing the ball.
He's got a bad matchup with Cleveland this week.
But even Cleveland defense, they're banged up themselves. No, so I don't. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bad matchup on paper. It's not necessarily that they're playing the Browns defense. It's just that I don't know if I like the Jaguars offense right now.
Right.
That's just me.
Right.
Yeah, all of his options have questionable tags right now. I guess if gun to my head, if I had to choose one of them, I guess it'd be Aaron Jones. I just don't know.
What is his deal? It's been so vague all season.
It really has. I feel like they haven't talked about his injury at all, or said very little at least about it.
I heard he has a BDS or something.
Don't encourage him.
I could see it in the way his delivery. He was ready to laugh at his own joke.
You guys suck.
Nobody bite.
On that note, we're gonna drop you off right here. You can leave now.
Go do
Big dick syndrome. Big dick syndrome.
Yeah, I guess if I'm Joe, obviously you have to plug in that flex spot. If Aaron Jones, he gets the nod to play, I guess I would play Aaron Jones over anyone else on that bench. I know I probably wouldn't do it if I was the owner, but I might look to start Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts.
I want to suggest he can go against my brother, but I would agree with you on that. I mean, we saw what the game looked like against the Cowboys against Seattle, right? So
you like Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, we're talking about over Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Oh man.
Are you making a case for Jalen Hurts or for Purdy?
I'm not making a case. These was bringing up Brock Purdy, and I was agreeing with him.
You're agreeing with him?
Mm-hmm.
So you like Purdy?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts just dropped almost 26 on the Cowboys a few weeks ago. It seems like every fucking game they get on the 1 yard line and he just gets a free touchdown on top of whatever passing happens. I don't think Purdy's a bad option, but Jalen's floor is just so fucking high. Just so high.
It is.
Because even in his terrible games, he just gets the rushing or he gets a touchdown. And the Cowboys defense just got shredded by Geno. And yeah, I'd still. Yeah. I don't know. Don't listen to me, Joe. Whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts is consistent, so yeah, you gotta go with him. But yeah, it just sucks to have Brock Purdy on your bench. That's also going to do what I feel like is going to do really well against Seattle.
I'm looking at the game log now for Purdy, and the last 4 games, he's been kind of pretty consistent, right? But 2 weeks ago, they played the Seahawks in Seattle, and he only had 10 fantasy points. I'm trying to remember what happened that game that would only net 10 fantasy points for Brock Purdy, but I can't think of why that was. He didn't throw he threw a pick, but not it was just one pick that he threw. So I don't know what happened there. So yeah, maybe just ignore me.
I don't think they needed him. It's like because they blew him out, so they had a bunch of points from somewhere. It was probably McCaffrey or something, but he just didn't have to really do much.
Which is also a concern. Yeah. Okay. Ignore me. Hurts
No,
is.
no, Purdy. I like Purdy. Let's go. Let's go, Gino. Fuck it. Roll the dice. So
So Zay
Aaron
Jones
Jones.
too.
One thing we didn't. Yeah, Zay Jones. Fuck it. One thing we didn't talk about. I think there are 2 Monday night games this week.
There.
The Giants and the Packers, and then the Dolphins.
Bills and Chiefs. No. Bills and
Dolphins and
Dolphins Titans. Dolphins Titans.
Yeah.
God bless.
wait, Bills. The Bills don't play Monday night.
No, they play at 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Okay, I read that wrong.
Wow, those two teams play each other. I had no idea that was happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting. Two floundering teams in the AFC. Yeah, that sucks for Joe on Aaron Jones because he won't know until Monday probably if he's going. By then, all of his options will have played. So he might have to start.
So he has to make it. Yeah, he has to make a decision now.
I think you might have a shot here, will you? Fuck.
We're gonna find out.
Quick, I don't want to spend too long on this, but would either of
Yeah.
you, if right now, if y'all were an Austin Eckler owner, would you consider sitting him? The last 3 games, he's had 5 fantasy points, 4.4 and 2.7.
With this game,
Going up against
not
Broncos
a lot
defense.
along the line.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he's in the playoffs.
First round bye on the line, dog.
He's in the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't sweat it. I'd play him. Don't think twice.
Well, he doesn't have an option right now, but it has been a topic lately. I mean, the only guy he has on his bench is a banged up Aaron Jones.
I guess it just depends on what options you have. But in this situation, yeah, I don't think I'll bench Eckler. I think I'd start him D's. If it was me.
And Pierce is playing the Jets. Fucking William, you got a shot. You got a shot here.
I don't know, dude.
I can't help you, dude. I get your team wrong every fucking week. This has got to be you.
Well, William does have a shot, but that would mean he needs to have an actual full starting lineup there. I'll switch on over to Will's side. We got Tua in at quarterback, a questionable Isaiah Pacheco, and DeAndre Swift in at the running back slot. Nico Collins in at receiver. Right now, he has an empty receiver slot. Isaiah Likely in at tight end, an empty flex, but in the other flex, he has Jerome Ford. And then you have Jake Moody in the kicker and the Colts defense. You play Ken Walker, right, from your bench, and
If he plays,
is Pacheco questionable because he was ejected? Like it was the last minute of the game?
Nah, he's got a shoulder thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I saw that ejection. I was like, oh, he's not going to play for a week, but it doesn't work the same. Like, I think I'm thinking, or maybe it's just like not that serious of a ejection.
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking they get fined and suspended for like 3 games after. That's NBA.
Dude, I don't know. Even if one of them plays, I don't know if you play a Seattle running back. It's a brutal matchup at the Niners. Charbonnet already did nothing against them 2 weeks ago when he got the start. They might not be 100% in a bad matchup. You already got 3 solid RBs with Ford, Pacheco, and Swift. Fucking, you got wide receivers that score on your bench every week. So just,
yeah.
I don't love either of those guys. It might even be a DJ Dallas game. Who's the next guy on that team?
I don't think I would do that, but
yeah, I wouldn't do it. But I'd like your other options
DJ
better.
Dallas, DJ
yeah,
Dallas.
like find a way to get Jacoby in there, right?
Thinking about putting Jacoby, even though the quarterback situation, like, this is what I'll do.
He still performed even with Aiden O'Connell not that long ago, right?
AOC, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you got to trust that'll be a good wheel. You got to put some faith in Jacoby Myers to do well.
Coming off
I'm definitely benching Josh Downs this week.
Really?
No, see, this is the one you start him. No, oh no!
I've already. I don't know.
He's your new
I've
Gabe
been waiting.
Davis.
I've been waiting, and I'm like, but he's a rookie, so that's why I'm like, I put too much expectation on him. He's a rookie. I need to just let him cook.
So then who do you have left? And Bateman?
Nah, I could put like Jacoby Myers in or
Or
Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice.
Um,
I like that actually. Against Buffalo, it's gonna be a good game. That one.
and then yeah, no, just two spots. Yeah, probably do that possibly.
I'm trying to find some like next level stats on the Bengals defense because I know they just got cooked by by Jacksonville this past week. So, I
Would you,
wonder.
would you consider DeAndre Swift as a bench? I don't know who you'd replace with him.
Um, yeah, it is a tough matchup, but nah, I play him if he's good to go. I'm gonna play him. Yeah.
Well,
Check Swift. So who are you talking about right now? Your damn lineup isn't even
Jacoby
Kevin,
Piece it
Myers.
together in my head.
Jacoby
Rashid
Myers.
Jacoby.
That's what I'm thinking.
So Rashid, you go with two
If
Chiefs.
I decide not to
It's
play Walker or Charbonnet.
right. Yeah, I'm leaning away from those guys. Josh Downs just scares me, but I'm looking like Josh Downs has one game all season in double digit points. It's where he caught 125 yards and a touchdown, but every other game 7-1, 4-4, 1. He had a couple 8-9s, but like there's obviously a chance he scores this week. But would you rather bet your odds on Mahomes going against Buffalo and the veteran Jacoby Myers as the number 1B, 1A with Devontae and Aiden O'Connell in there
Yeah,
coming off a bye? It just feels a little safer.
it does. Yeah,
Moves to
I just
make.
put it in.
What's your projection now? Where are we at? What do we build here? Damn.
90.26 to 102.02.
And he still has
And
to
he
add a
still has the
flex.
open spot. Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck. Okay, put Zay Jones in, and that's like 108. So it's because fucking McCaffrey's 18, and the thing is, that's not even exaggerated. He's
right?
probably
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, it's probably the lowest that he'll get.
So you'd be going head to head against Devontae Adams, Jacoby versus Devontae.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that.
that'll be
I like
fun.
that.
You should be scared.
You got Nico with no Tank Dell. I like the Chiefs against Buffalo. Maybe the offense wakes up in a little bit of a shootout scenario. Like Ford. Yeah, I think Swift is the only concern because of the tough matchup, but the Seattle guys are injured and coming off a tougher matchup, so the only play would be like Josh Downs, which is I think you got a solid top to bottom. If I had
All right.
stones, I'd pick you. But I think you got
Too
a real
much on the
shot.
line.
Too much on the line. If this was
Don't
week
pick me.
6, I'd be picking you right now.
Nah.
But I won't do it because I won't jinx you.
Okay,
I
perfect.
told. Speaking of, I don't know how to say it on the podcast. I told Fonz off the record, just in case he comes true.
Yeah, you have me as your witness.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you guys later
After the
Off
recording.
the air.
off the air. All right, 3 left.
Yeah.
3 left.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop off, y'all.
All right.
All right, bro.
Finish this up. I'll do what I
See you
can
later.
to beat Joe this week. Later, Big Willie signing out early. Fuck you, Castro.
All right. So Jose and I play each other, so we can't do that one.
I think that's the spilled milk of the week
Okay.
matchup.
Well, in that case, we'll ping pong real quick. I'll take Justin and Warwick. We can probably speed through Castro pretty quick because he's probably a heavy favorite against Miller's tanking team.
Yep.
And then we can do the final one. All right. Warwick, back to full strength, comes in as a 13-point underdog against Justin. If Warwick loses because Castro has a cupcake opponent this week, there is a very real chance that Warwick misses the playoffs if he doesn't win this game. So Warwick, same scenario as last week. Win and you're in. Lose and you are more than likely out. maybe if we get some time this week, we can have some fun playoff stats. But I don't know if the defending champion has ever failed to make the playoffs. Actually, I know that. I know they have because William, after William won his second title, you might be the first since 2016 William to fail to make the playoffs.
That's not a stat you want under your name. The drought that followed was
Yeah, it was long, and it was miserable. Okay, okay. On Warwick's side, he's got Mahomes, the Gus Bus, James Cook, Chris Godwin. I always want to call him Quadwin. T. Higgins, T.J. Hawkinson, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, Harrison Butker, and the Niners D. I like most of that except for I don't like Chris Godwin. I talked about him a couple weeks ago, and even in a game in which he scored, he still only got 7.9 points. As it sits today, wide receiver 41. I think he's gotten away with being a name, but you strip that name off the jersey and put anybody else on it, you're going to say, why is this guy playing every single week?
true.
Mike Evans seems to have separated himself in the Baker Mayfield department there. So with that in mind, you got Odell going against his old team in the Rams and Jerry
All day.
Jeudy, right?
Yeah, Odell.
Revenge game Odell. I would take Odell over Godwin in a heartbeat.
Odell's getting hurt all the time. I don't know.
He might not finish the game, but he'll look better. He'll look better than Chris Godwin for a little bit of time.
He like gets a catch and he's like already on the sidelines trying to get like air or fucking going into the
Calling for
locker
help.
room.
Yeah. But he'll make some plays before he does. Jeudy, wide receiver 55. Like he's worse than Godwin right now. So Odell in.
Just an average guy.
Who's that?
Or whatever Steve Smith said about Jerry Jeudy.
What the fuck did he call him?
Just a guy, or just another guy, or
Yeah.
something.
I gotta listen to that rant. Like Steve Smith vaulted up my likability chart as soon as he called that dude out publicly.
That ninja.
Yeah. Odell in a revenge game over Chris Godwin, and keep T. Higgins against the Colts. Not afraid of them, and everyone else, and cross your fucking fingers. Ridley playing at Cleveland. Don't love that. Not only because of the defense, although they might be a little hurt, as Jose was saying, but there's no Zay Jones anymore. So I think Ridley just gets a high target floor, and maybe you're lucky he gets in. And then, you got my boy DJ. Justin Fields about to light up the Lions this week, so like that. And shit, I'm a Warwick fan this week. Please get Odell in. That is genuine advice. And then Niners D, of course. How about Roshan down here? All year, everyone's been waiting for Roshan time. Seems like maybe the tide started to turn this past week. 75% snap share, 10 carries, only 35 yards, but caught the ball 5 times for another 40 yards. Playing Detroit, when they played a couple weeks ago, I think it was a bit of a shootout. I can't find the final score on here. But maybe at quick glance, they gave up 26 to the Bears a couple weeks ago. I can't see the deeper stats on here, but
I think Roshan Johnson actually is my consideration for over Chris Godwin in that situation.
But he already has 2 running backs in, and Godwin. So you'd have to slide Calvin Ridley up. So you're saying, in this instance, you'd be saying Roshan over Odell.
Yeah.
Let's just say, Godwin comes out.
I don't know. I don't trust Odell. Like, I don't think I do have bad advice, but I mean, I don't know.
I don't trust the 3-headed backfield.
The Bears.
Yeah.
But no, this past week, and this is exactly what I was afraid of, was that with Khalil Herbert's injury, that one of these guys was gonna stand out, and Roshan Johnson seems to be the guy. Because even with Khalil Herbert coming back last week, like it just, I didn't see Herbert out there at all. Like I saw more Johnson than anything, and he was doing well with the carries.
I saw more Johnson as well, but Deontay Foreman was like he sat that game, and I mean they've been using I feel like 4 or 5 running backs in that backfield. So I don't know how that mix kind of adjusts with Foreman coming back. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, Roshan season's gonna happen. I just don't know if it started last
I,
week and is just slowly gonna ramp up. I don't know that Roshan has a better game than OBJ.
They're coming off the bye too, so it's like, what schematically did they work out? It's just there's so much unknown with it. I'm a little afraid of Odell because his snap share sucks. He plays like 30 to 50%, but maybe that's because he gets hurt and leaves. Like maybe he would play more if
that's
he actually
exactly
leaves.
why. Yeah, that's exactly why. Every catch we catch his, I feel like he's like running to the sidelines. Help me!
But
Help
it
me!
is a revenge game against the Rams. Like, granted, he was a Ram for like 10 games, but maybe they make it a point to get him out there and get him involved a little bit more.
And I
There's
thought,
just so
I
much
thought,
unknown.
and I thought we didn't like the revenge narrative on these games. They never pan out well.
Well, it panned out well for James Conner last week.
Yeah.
You're right though. It's like the Tom Brady going against his old team or Peyton Manning against the old team. Maybe positional players are a little bit better than quarterbacks. I don't know if there's much to it, but I would think. I mean, we're not putting him up against everybody. We're putting him up against Roshan. Obviously, Roshan's younger, healthier, and if we knew he was going to get 70% of the snaps, 100%, get him in there all day. It's just
Yep.
we don't fucking know that. Uh, I'm slowly changing my mind as I see Detroit. Like I'm picturing like a 30 to 34 game. And like, does he get in? It's
Yeah,
it's a big dice roll, and this is his season. This is for the season. He's got to win.
that's a tough one. And in all honesty, too, with how well the Broncos are playing, like Jerry Judy might be a good option. I feel like over Beckham, Odell Beckham.
Wide receiver 55 on the year. 3, 5.8, 1.1, 5.1. Hasn't scored. He's got one receiving touchdown all season long. I'm a Steve Smith on this one. Don't trust that dude.
Chargers defense is, I guess, pretty good, too, right? I'm trying to think.
Dude, I don't know. Like when your brother started them, they had a million point. When they play trash teams, they're amazing. So yeah, when they play the Jets and the
I,
Patriots, they're great. Outside of that, like they lost Joey Bosa, and they haven't really been great at getting to the quarterback unless they play garbage quarterbacks. But
yeah, I feel like that's a good game setup for Russell Wilson and Jerry Judy.
Chargers defense still have Mac.
they do, yeah.
Well, I feel like I haven't heard of his
Uh-huh.
name all season, or like in 2 years, 3 years. Maybe. I don't know. Wow,
Has it been relevant?
I know
that sucks.
you would think that defensive line with those two guys, you'd hear all about it. But
Yeah,
Chargers, what are they, like a 4-win team this year? They suck.
it's bad.
Um,
Yeah,
I can't rail hard enough against Jerry Judy.
Nah.
I
I mean, because we have seen it in the past, you're right? I just feel like with Roshan Johnson's, I can see the concern with him off of the bye week. Like you're kind of iffy about that. You want to see what they come out with after that bye week,
yeah.
and then I see upside with the Broncos playing better and winning their games. Like I just feel like they're going to involve Jerry Judy a little bit more, or get somebody involved. I mean, because Courtland Sutton, obviously, I feel like is the wide receiver one there, right?
He is at least the touchdown earner. He's just a touchdown machine.
Yeah, so
Russ
I
loves
just
him.
feel like there's going to be just a little bit more attention to him that will hopefully open up Jerry Judy. I feel like he'll be the one
All right,
benefiting from this.
we spent too long on this. Everybody pick
Okay,
one name for this flex spot. Fonz, go.
Roshan Johnson.
Jose.
Beckham.
Roshan. It's
Yeah.
just this fucking snap share. 46, 33, 33, 32. It scares the shit out of me.
It
And he
does.
gets so
I'm
many
not even
targets.
starting. I'm not even starting Clear because of that. Like
I'm talking about
I think it's
Odell.
them.
I'm talking about Odell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
Odell
okay.
gets so few snaps, but when he's on the field, he gets targets. 7 and 5 targets, even though he ran a third of the snaps the last couple of weeks. Coming off the bye, maybe he's healthier. I don't fucking know. I think my bias is coming in where I want the Bears to score a lot of points. And he already has a Bear starting, so maybe he doesn't want to roll with two Bears. But he does have the Gus Bus at the same time, so we started two either way. Watch him start Chris Godwin. Fuck it, fine. We've been waiting all season for Roshan, right? First round pick, fuck it, ride or die with him. All right, Justin side. This is interesting. He is so stacked that Josh Jacobs is on the bench. Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard, Stephon Diggs, Amon Ra, and Joku, Raheem Mostert, Rashad White getting the start back-to-back weeks. Myers, the kicker, and Cowboys defense. I know he hasn't made any swaps all year, but when the Cowboys aren't playing soft teams, they're not that light of defense that they have been. Against Philly a few weeks ago, only 2 points. You know what? Start him. Start the Cowboys.
That was going to matter, right? Jeez. His team is so stacked right now.
It didn't even hit me. It hit me that he promoted Stroud last week, but it didn't even hit me he also promoted Rashad White as well.
Rashad White's been doing so good. Like,
No,
you should have done that one time ago. Like, yeah. Oh, man.
But he hasn't needed it because he traded for Mostert and he's had Mixon and Pollard and Josh Jacobs. Like he already had too many. So now he's promoted him and now look, Josh Jacobs is on the bench. So he gets to play roulette with those guys a little bit.
Hey, Justin, when those 13 man roster and you have to cut all these players, I'm gonna be all over your team.
Maybe he can trade him before that goes. Some off-season management.
Nah, I'm gonna wait till he cuts them and then I'm gonna get him.
I don't see a ton here. CJ Stroud's playing the Jets, so that's a no. I mean, Josh Jacobs, do we like him better than any of those running backs? He's got Mixon against the Colts, Pollard against the Eagles, Raheem Mostert against the Titans, and Rashad White against Atlanta. I mean, no.
Mm-mm.
You don't like him over Pollard
What did Pollard do a couple weeks ago?
against Philly?
You know what? I do like that actually. Yeah,
12 carries,
Jacobs
51
over.
yards, pulled in 3 receptions, 6.3 fantasy points.
Targets. Actually, I mean, yeah, Pollard,
Like that.
he's finally been on a heater. He's finally been scoring touchdowns, but he didn't do it against Philly a few weeks ago.
I kind of like that. Yeah, Deez, I would go with you on that one. Josh Jacobs over Pollard.
Is Minnesota a good defense? I feel like I haven't seen much about them all year.
I feel like they're not.
I feel like they kind of are though because I feel like that's why they've been giving Josh Dobbs so many opportunities to help win or get in winning situations for them. I mean, I feel like that was happening in the last game. I can't think who they played last week.
I don't know their strength. I don't know where their strength lies. Like even if they're not a generally good defense, maybe they're an 8th ranked fantasy defense. I had no idea. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't have called that.
they had a rough start to the year, but points allowed. Let's go back to week 8 against the Packers. Allowed 10, gave up 26 to Atlanta, 19 to the Saints, 21 to Denver, and 12 to Chicago. So like they're not bad. They only gave up 17 to the Niners. I think they actually won that game, and 13 to the Bears. So yeah, they're not bad. After a rough start, they seem to have gotten it together a little bit, but Jacobs' volume is just so good. He gets fucking 20 carries a game, way more touchdowns than Pollard. I can see a pass-heavy script for the Cowboys, kind of like we saw against Seattle. So
Yeah, where Dak is going to have the ball and he's going to rush it, put the run play options, or
a tight end
yeah.
screen pass. Yeah,
No, that's exactly what I'm seeing.
yeah, I'm with you guys there. Josh Jacobs for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, good recommendation, Deez. I like that. I can get him behind
And yeah, switch defenses.
that.
And then maybe even kickers. Jacoby Myers I guess he had 8 against San Francisco because that's all they could fucking do was kick field goals.
Oh, Jason Myers. I was like, Jacoby Myers. That's Will.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be in situations where they're going to be going for 2 or have to go for the touchdown. They're going to settle for field goals. I feel like you're right on that.
I'd give him a kicker recommendation, but I don't want him to take it. So,
Are you bidding for a kicker right now?
No.
Okay. Wait, I gotta see who was dropped. Oh shit! Oh shit! I think only one kicker was dropped because I picked up a new one. I don't want to fucking play against
No,
him.
that can't be it.
God dang! I'm gonna max out my money. I'm getting my own kicker back. All right. Well, time to pick it. I'm not saying mine.
Nobody. I mean, just nobody says it. We're gonna protect
Nobody cares about
everybody's.
your pick spots.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I let's go. Dude, there's no way. Yeah, Justin's gonna win this one.
I think Warwick's season ends here. Justin takes the
Oh,
win.
Warwick, I'm rooting for you. Rooting for you. Don't get me wrong, it's more for me, but I'm rooting for you. Take care of this.
Yeah, he ends up in the playoffs and he beats you. That you're gonna regret that.
Well, the funny thing is, whether Castro gets in or Warwick gets in, they are going to play your brother in round one. Should be juicy. Will it be the team he called the false champion all year last year, or will it be fucking Castro, the team that's never won a playoff game against the team that's never lost a playoff game?
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Drama. All right. Jose, you want to take us through Castro, and then Fonz can bring us home?
Yep, I'll go through specifically just Castro because Castro's taking on Miller. Miller's projection right now is 52.5. Miller doesn't even have a full starting lineup in. He still has Tank, injured Dell in there. I want him to change his team name back to Battle Tanks because that's kind of like he has Tank Dell and his team is tanking, so it just makes sense. Well, I guess Rico does too, but I just like to play on the tank name. Anyways,
You suck.
Castro's projection currently is 85.3. As it stands, he has Baker Mayfield in at quarterback, Alvin Kamara and Jahmyr Gibbs in at running back, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf in at receiver, Tyler Kraft, tight end for Green Bay.
That's weird.
In at the flexes, DeAndre Hopkins, and finally Brandon Cooks.
You put Brandon Cooks in. Oh my
He
god.
finally has Brandon Cooks. He has the number one kicker, Browns kicker, Dustin Hopkins, that old man, 33 years old, and the Houston Texans defense taking on the Jets. Couple decisions to make. I mean, maybe he's already made up his mind and this won't change much, but I mean, Romeo Dobbs, Najee.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this, but I say take Brandon Cooks out and put Romeo Dobbs in.
Oh.
You push. I went and looked.
Screw you, Mario. That's what he'd probably say if he was here.
And what he did, Brandon Cooks against Philly. Cooks has been on this heater lately, but one catch on only 2 targets for 7 yards a few weeks ago, and that was a shootout. So I don't know if it was the routes he was running. I don't know if it was the coverage they had because he was running against maybe Darius Slay or Bradbury or something, but he was not involved in that game. I would look into why. But on the flip side, if Christian Watson doesn't play, you got the Packers against the lowly Giants. The Packers are going to have the ball all day in good field position, and Dobbs is higher on the pecking order on a decent offense against a worse team going against the Giants. It doesn't matter. We don't have to spend all day on this because he's playing Miller, but yeah, I would go Dobbs over Cooks.
I also would take out Cooks. I just can't decide between Dobbs or Najee because Mitch Trubisky is getting the start, and I don't know how much production like the Steelers pass catchers get, and it may just be run heavy or dub off to the running backs, Jalen Warren or Najee.
Mm-hmm.
I just like tomorrow's game is going to be ugly anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I hope it's so ugly. Get that Steelers defense going.
I think the Cowboys have been successful because they've been involving Brandon Cooks. So if they don't get Brandon Cooks involved, they are not going to have a good game. So I feel like keep Brandon Cooks in there. Maybe switch out Derek Carr into your QB spot. I don't trust Baker Mayfield, but I will say I like his persistence and wanting to always trying to win and going out there and giving it his all. Did you guys lose me? Okay, never mind.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, Derek Carr is
Did Derek Carr injure 3 fucking things last week?
Yeah, I heard the announcer or some analyst was like, Derek Carr injures his head, shoulders, knees, and
rib, and
toes or something like
shoulder.
that. I was like, or they said head, shoulder, and I just went knees and toes in my mind thinking that's what happened. But yeah, it was multiple injuries.
Head, rib, and shoulder. Yeah.
Dude, Derek Carr has been ass. His last 3 games,
No, but
5.4,
his matchup in
10.8,
Carolina.
8.9. Carolina is actually a good pass defense. Go back and look at their history. They're red against QBs and red against receivers. That's the one thing they're good at is keeping quarterbacks down low. So Derek Carr has. I'm starting to hate this guy. He's the biggest tease in the league because every time he goes down, I'm like fucking Jameis time. Jameis Winston season. And then this fucking bitch, this bionic man, comes back every fucking week.
Bionic man.
All right, fine. Keep in Baker. He's a better option. All right.
Yeah.
Note taken.
I could see 2 different schools of thought with Najee. On the one hand, New England just held the Chargers to 6 points. So their defense is solid, and they shut down Austin Eckler. On the other hand, I see the Steelers defense ripping the ball away from whoever's under quarterback and giving good field position. So maybe Najee has a chance of just punching in an easy touchdown. Although I would have said the same thing for the Chargers. I didn't watch that game because it was unwatchable. But I could see it going both ways. I'm not really sure what happened with the Chargers there, why they were so bad. I don't think the Steelers are a noticeably better offense than the Chargers. So you're really just banking on Steelers defense getting good field position and, like you said, dump off to Najee and maybe he just gets a touchdown. So it's who do you think has a better chance between Najee and Dobbs? Again, this game doesn't matter that much. This is more just for bragging rights on who gets the pick right. So with that in mind, I'll play the same game as last time. For the flex between Cooks, Najee, and Dobbs. Bods.
Cooks.
Jose.
Najee.
Well, let's fucking make it fun. Dobbs.
Then take your pick. Sure.
I wanted to say if Watson doesn't play, yeah, throw in Dobbs, but you have to make the call tonight or before tomorrow night because, that's a Thursday night game. It's Steelers and Pats. So
is there a chance he plays? Watson? I thought he was.
I thought he was going to be out too. I think it still shows questionable, and the report was they saw him walking away somewhat normal after the game and without a heavy limp or whatever it was a hamstring injury. So yeah, it would have been a limp. I don't know.
I think we'll know tomorrow since they're playing Monday. Their usual practice got bumped by a day, so maybe we'll get some clarity there.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to pick this one. Everyone's picking Castro, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Castro.
I got Castro to win on this one too. All right. Ready for the last one?
Finale.
All right. These versus Mario. Who do you guys got winning on this, huh?
I would like to win. It's not the end of the world if I don't. It just means pretty much guaranteed this is a week 1 playoff preview. We would play each other in back-to-back weeks after not playing each other all season. First time we played all season.
So we got these versus Mario. Mario right now is currently projected to beat these by just a little over points. On these side, we'll start off there. We got Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Garrett Wilson, Devon A-Chain, Will Lutz, and the Chiefs defense.
It's a mighty team.
That's a strong lineup. I like it, man.
Put in Thielen.
I especially like...
Put in Thielen. I want to say Thielen.
Put in Thielen. Oh, yeah. He's sitting on your bench real pretty.
He's going to go off. I'm telling you. He's going to go off this week. I just don't know if it'll be on my bench or in my lineup. He's going to go off.
Yeah, that's still true, man. I'm trying to think, based off of your bench that you have... I really like that you got Zeke in there. I think that's a great
We got some Thursday night action.
Yeah, I think that's a great one to get in there. So hopefully that turns out good for you on that one. Keenan Allen, I mean, obviously you got to start him. Debo, it's a must start. Like, he's just killing it. George Kittle, I mean, you got no other tight end, right? That I could see.
Pat,
Maybe Taysom Hill.
Taysom Thrill.
Taysom Thrill over Kittle.
Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like if it's anything like the last game where Seattle was just getting blown out, they're gonna run heavy with Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle's is gonna be busy blocking that the whole game, which we know he can do. He's okay with.
I don't know. Mario just supplied me with intel that Carolina has a solid defense, and Taysom Hill is dealing with some injuries, so I don't want to start him now.
Taysom Hill is an unusual case study though, because he's not a normal quarterback. He'll just snap it to him and he'll fucking run it in.
Yeah, especially that he could do all. Like, I feel like the most versatile tight end that you could think of, just to get you points in any part of the game. Yeah, I mean, that's a hard decision to make, but that'd be something I consider.
I've been holding on to Taysom Hill just so that Mario doesn't pick him up because I anticipated this particular week 14, and the fact that if I get in, I might play Mario round 1. So I'm like, I don't want to go against Taysom Hill on Mario's team because I feel like there's a really good success rate when you start him, Mario. So I don't want to play
no
against
fucking
them.
tight ends. So
I know that too.
He would
Yeah,
absolutely
that
be in.
Mm. Yeah, I can already see Mario. Like, I'm putting in Taysom Hill.
Oh, dude, I would take Taysom Hill over as like my tight end 4 probably on the year. Like behind, I mean Andrews is out, but like Kelsey, Hawkinson, Laporta, that might be it. Those might be the only guys I start, and then Kittle's right up there too. But that's probably because like who else has that upside?
Yeah.
And he's tight end 5 on the year at the moment.
Yeah. But I will say, granted, like, George Kittle does have a high ceiling when he does go off. Like, when he starts getting if he starts off high, he's going to continue to be high. It feels like it because they see that the game plan's working with using him. They're going to continue to use it. So
Yeah.
that is a hard decision to make.
It's just I've said it, in the prior weeks, or one of us has said it in the prior weeks that like that offense, it's like there's only room for like 2 to really go off, and it's almost always going to be CMC in one of those slots, and then it's just like who's going to be the second. So if it starts hot for Kittle, I think it'll stay hot, but it's just they're too strong, they're too heavy on offense.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Tough decision, but I think everywhere else on your roster, I think you covered pretty well, man. Like, I think you should put up a good 100+ points. I feel like exactly
Let's hope
what
so,
you
Fonz.
guys.
You're gonna have to score 175, Fonz, if you want that playoff spot.
And those shit right there. Everybody's gonna have a fucking 100+ game this week. Mario side, the projections just changed. Did something happen?
When you started on Josh Allen, I put in Garrett Wilson instead of Christian Watson.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, is that that's a good question. Now that you're bringing it up, is that something you'd consider? Starting Christian Watson? But I know he only plays until Monday, right? So that's a hard decision to make.
I would consider it. I just don't know. I need to know more about Watson and the injury because I've seen it before where he gets injured in one game, he gets cleared to play the next game, and then like the opening drive or like the first couple of drives, he gets re-injured again, and then he's goes to the locker room, comes back, but his helmet's off. They're like, oh yeah, he's not going back in. That happened last year, and I don't want it to happen again. So it's in consideration. I just need to know more.
Man, it's such a great matchup too.
And Garrett Wilson's getting Zach Wilson back, so it's a good scenario there,
Yeah, that's true.
Love me some Zach Wilson.
Poor kid.
That dude out there banging moms, he doesn't care.
The lucky man. All right. Let's go to Mario's side here then. I think we've gotten over pretty much what we can on that. Good luck, please. Mario, we got Justin Fields. Dude, man, no way.
No, wait,
Fuck
what?
that guy. He was the reason why I got eliminated in the guillotine. Fuck Justin Fields.
You
Nah.
still know how to use him.
Yeah, no shit.
The fucking guy ran 12 times. I guess there's like
Yeah,
one
where the fuck
touchdown.
was that at last game? God
He
damn,
did, that
man.
was the last game. He had 60 yards rushing, just no touchdowns,
He
and
just
then
kept,
he fumbled the ball
kept
twice.
Oh
throwing
yeah, the
three
fumble.
times. He fumbled three times, I think.
Only twice. Chill.
Not one, I think he recovered. I think he
Uh,
fumbled three times, recovered it once.
this says two fumbles lost.
Alright.
There's some respect on my man. Only fumbled twice.
Maybe they call it a fumble, maybe. I don't know. Derrick Henry. God,
Oh,
look at
King, please be nice.
The
that. Going against these,
the
yeah.
third time this year, if I'm not mistaken, because Miller
That's
Miller
true.
played you twice. He's
That's
back,
true.
and there's
Oh,
likely going to be a fourth time, depending on how
Yeah,
this game
yeah. What the
goes.
fuck?
my God, man.
The
Everywhere I
hardest
go,
fucking schedule I have, guys.
it's that or the Spider-Man meme. Everywhere I go, I see his face. Big poster on the wall. I wish I had more
You
time to
got
make that shit. I put Derrick Henry's face and Jose just sitting there in the city. Big old background. Although I think he
uh,
has a shit game against Miami this week.
I was just kind of thinking that, yeah. I don't think I like the matchup on that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Javante Williams as your RB2, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill. Oh, they're
Ah,
just
The Holy
formation.
Trinity is finally whole again.
of course they are.
He's been
This
out
is the
since week
time.
5, just
This
waiting
is the
for you.
time to start dealing.
Was it
Tight
like 2 weeks
ends.
ago when they announced that Justin Jefferson will be active and starting after the bye in week 14? I just read that alert and I was like, oh, fucking course he will be. Like,
They might as well have said in time for the matchup against these. He will be ready to go.
In tight end, you got a Conku, which you're not afraid of.
Hey, fuck you.
Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, man, coming back. Jaden Reed, Matt Gay, and the Pittsburgh's defense. Oh, man. On your bench, Brees Hall. Nah, I don't think you can do any adjustments, man. I think I think you got a solid lineup. I don't think
perfect.
you got it exactly what you need. I mean, just because of that, like I had to say it, that for me you're heavily favored, Mario, on this one. For me,
Just like a point
nah,
and a quarter, according to the projections on this one.
sure, yeah, just because on that. I mean, I'm really hoping D's beats you because I
For
want to
what?
see that look on your face.
We're just gonna play again next week. Just run it back. That's all
Yeah,
it'll be. The only thing I'm thinking about, if I'm hoping Watson doesn't play, because then Jaden Reed's kind of a no-brainer for me. But if he does, then there's like the Madison, Brees Hall, Jaden Reed situation to go through. The
but
Jets' offense is just so fucking bad. Jose, I read this stat to Fonz a couple nights ago. My three, I'm not counting Derrick Henry since he's a new acquisition. So my three starting running backs after Nick Chubb went down: Alexander Madison, Brees Hall, Javante Williams, combined have 2 rushing touchdowns all season long, and they both belong to Brees Hall. Madison and Javante, they have a couple receiving touchdowns each, but 0 rushing touchdowns across the season for those two guys. So Brees Hall's on my bench. It's not his fault. The offense is so fucking bad, though. They just
Yeah.
can't stay on the field. They can't sustain drives. When he does score touchdowns, fucking CJ Uzoma holds somebody and they call him back. I'm just so sick of watching it. So I'd so much rather watch a healthy Jaden Reed go against the Giants. And then there's this whole Madison thing where every time people were ready to bury him, he comes out and fucking plays like his life is on the line because he had 5 yards per carry last game. And then they went into the bye. So I have no idea what his usage is going to look like coming out of this game, going against the Raiders. So that's something to think about. If Christian Watson plays, I have to choose between those three.
I mean, you have to make that decision too
Tough
before
decision.
Yeah.
on Sunday. So yeah,
Well, and then Derrick Henry's in some fucking mystery concussion, maybe
Yeah.
protocol, maybe not.
I got excited because I was like, "Oh, Tajay Spears time," and then it was like, "No, he is not in the concussion protocol." And I was like, "Stop yelling! Like, what's the
Yeah.
deal? Like, I don't know
Vrabel.
what's happening."
Yeah, I didn't know you could just not have somebody in the protocol. Right? Mike Vrabel came out. And he's like, "Nah, he's not in it." Like we're doing all the normal tests and stuff, and I checked on him last night, and he seems cool. So, like, what the fuck kind of system are they running in Tennessee?
Yeah.
So yeah, whatevs. But
Yeah, well,
Fonz, what you
that's
got?
your. Yeah, I got you, Mario, on this one.
No, not who. It was like what? You just leave Jaden Reed no matter what, even if Christian Watson plays.
Oh, yeah, I just feel like no matter what your decision is going to be on that one, I mean, unless you're willing to make a ballsy call and just sit Jaden Reed to go with like Alexander Madison, maybe I feel like maybe would be a good choice. But I mean that you can't fuck around with this matchup. You have to win.
Yeah, I mean, if Joe and Justin win, it won't matter. I'm pretty much locked in. But
Mhm.
play to win every week. So I'm excited for Reed. My inclination after he had a bad game last week is just to pull him out, and he had a really low snap percentage for some reason. But I tried to resist that urge, that knee jerk reaction. But wait, hold on, just leave him. He had his off game. Let's see where it goes from here.
And you like the matchup against the Giants too. Like you want that all day. Right?
And Jordan Love's been cooking. He's been cooking a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. And so yeah, if Watson's not there to take away and be that red zone target, absolutely.
Again, though, even if Watson is there, like I'm really concerned if he plays, he gets re-injured, or they
Mm-hmm.
put him on a snap count or without it actually saying it. I don't know what the Giants offense can do, what DeVito can do. So I mean, maybe it's more of a defensive game than anything, and
Mhm.
Packers that just end up trying to run the ball to just to run the clock down, get the fuck out of there. But yeah, I don't know. I
Well,
like Reed.
especially that if I mean right now the Packers are in the hunt right now for the playoffs or for the wild card, right?
Mhm.
I don't think they're in just yet. So like if they're gonna need Watson, a guy like Watson in the playoffs. So if it goes south anyway, I feel like you're right. They did pull him out or put him on a snap count or just try
Good
to kind
point.
of protect that a little bit and try to really just throw their do what they've been doing without him. And yeah, I feel like Jaden Reed and I forgot the other guy who's also stepping up and making
Dobbs.
plays for.
Uh,
Yeah, Dobbs.
um, yeah, a hamstring is one of those things too, where anyone who's pulled it, it's really easy to re-aggravate. I mean, just ask the Packers. They've been dealing with Aaron Jones all fucking year. So if they don't want Aaron Jones 2.0, I think you might be onto something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. That's it.
Should
I
should
don't got
be
any other.
it should be a fun one. I feel like I've been stress free in matchups these last 3 weeks, and it's really if I
Because you
get into the
know,
playoffs. Yeah, I feel like I've known my place for the last 6 weeks, but just seeing everything kind of come together with points, I feel like it's just like, oh yeah, I just really want 100 points, but yeah, after this week it'll get a little sweaty, little bit intense. So we'll see.
yeah, I was just
Rest of
looking at
it.
my quarterback matchups for next week, and I'm like, I don't want to play. I really would like to get that first round bye. Really would like it.
You gotta watch out for me, D's. I'm on your ass.
I know, I
Adam
know.
Thielen. You started Adam Thielen last week, help me.
Uh, did we do it?
We did
Yeah.
it.
Final week of the regular season. It feels like it just started. It's already over.
Oh my god, yeah,
It's over.
yeah. I mean, I know it's the final week of regular season, but hearing someone else say that, it was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, after this week, I mean, there's the losers bracket tournament stuff, so a little bit of starts, but we're going to be down to 6 teams. Half the league will no longer be in competitive games. Well, not the same kind of competition anyway. And then after that, just the final four, and then the championship. So first round bye is interesting because you really just win one game and you're in you're in the championship. So it's really valued. As you pointed out, though, just the history of bad luck for whatever reason. That week of rest really hurts some of these teams. I went through, but
Yep.
um,
Ah,
all All right, guys. Well, thanks for jumping on.
All
We'll be back with the final playoff picture at some point next week. We'll see if Castro reemerges. If he doesn't make the playoffs, we're not going to see him the rest of the year.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going on podcast IR. Yeah, for
He's
sure.
done for the season.
If Miller pulled the witch of all witchdom and somehow won that game,
We'd all be laughing.
yeah, I would never speak ill of him again. I didn't even tell you guys that. Did I tell you Miller texted me when Derrick Henry's in the middle of his monster game last week, and it was just like a gif of Henry, and I said, "No early victory laps here. I'll speak to you when the season's over." Not even an hour later, Derrick Henry out of the game, concussion. I was like, "Miller, you motherfucker, stop fucking texting me.
Wow.
Stay away."
Dude, what a witch, man.
I might just block him. If Derrick Henry scores this week, I'm just gonna block his number. I don't want to see him. Can't let him
God.
Fucking Miller.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck, everybody.
Good
Yes,
luck.
good luck.
I'll see you on next week.
See you next week.
Sure.
Later.
Bye.